chest day. I can hardly wait to get started on this one. We're going to start today's workout like we start every chest workout. We're going to concentrate on the contraction, get the mind into the muscle, figure out where we go from there. Now that warm-up's over and we've made that mind-muscle connection with the chest, my mind has figured out that here's where we need to go next. We're going to take some dumbbells and really stretch this out. It's a little tight from last week's workout, and I still feel that. So what I want to do now is concentrate on individual arm rather than using a barbell or a Smith machine that's going to limit your motion. So what I want you to do anytime you use dumbbells, make sure that when you come up, you squeeze and contract that chest before you finish your push. Don't ever lock your arms out. You want constant tension on that chest. Once you lock the arms out, the tension goes to your shoulder and to your triceps, to your elbows, and to your hands. We don't want to work this. We want to work right here. So keep those elbows nice and loose. Don't come down all the way. Don't stretch that chest out. What you want to do is you want to contract it, get your contraction, hold that contraction on the way down by going nice and slow, and then hitting a certain point and coming back up. In building your routine, if you choose this exercise in your routine, I do no less than 12 repetitions. I do no more than 30 repetitions. But as far as a hard set number goes, now, these muscles right here and this brain right here, as you go, are going to tell you how many reps you're going to do. There are a lot of people out there that have this theory of leaving a couple of reps in the tank and not working as hard as you can on every set. Okay, I want to tell you right now what the difference is between what we do on this team and what they do out there. What they're doing out there is called weightlifting. They're lifting that weight up and down. And sure, you need to have some left in the tank so you can still finish. We're contracting muscles, we're squeezing muscles, and we're forming muscles. We're not throwing weight around. I do not believe in leaving anything in the tank. Work as hard as you can on every set. Okay, so those first couple sets, your mind was going to tell your body what it's going to do. At this point, my body is telling my brain, shut the hell up. We're taking over right now. So I'm a little bit wiped out from that last set because it was done perfectly. I couldn't have done it any better. Couldn't be happier so far with the way this is going for me personally. Hopefully you get the same feeling when you train. Remember, a lot of it's up here and the rest of it is right here. None of it has anything to do with the weights. It has to do with your environment, mentally and physically, your environment. So what we're going to do now, based off what I felt, I want to work a little bit more up here. And that's what my brain is telling me is, hey, we left this part out. Let's focus this because all of this has been worked. So we're going to work 3 different angles on this. We're going to do a decline angle. We're going to do a level flat angle. And then we're going to do a slide incline angle. I call these teeter-totters. You may have seen them from me before, but what I want you to do is watch the positioning of the dumbbells, the wrists, and the elbows. We are not going to be going like this on this exercise. Make sure you watch carefully to get this one right. So I hope you noticed that the upper arm barely moved on that exercise. It was all done through the wrist and the forearm, basically, keeping a lot of contraction on that chest to make sure that it stayed pumped through the whole exercise. Now what we're going to do, we're going to just throw in a Smith machine exercise, do some sort of a burnout. We're almost done with the routine, and then we're going to hit our finishing move next, which is going to blow everything right out and make sure you don't have anything left in your tank whatsoever. On the Smith machine, I think this time what I'm going to choose to have you do, and one other thing too, I want to say, when I tell you in building your routine, you should have a piece of paper and a pen out so you can write this stuff down and then put in the comments how well it worked for you. Don't take the comments and go, Jim, that's great, but how many of this do I do and how many of that did I do? I'm telling you along the way so you can add it in. That's why I set your rep range somewhere between 10 and 12 maybe, up to 30. On that last exercise is a great example. I started with the hardest angle first, which is the incline. Then we went to the flat, which is not quite as difficult as incline. And then we went to the decline, which is by far the easiest of them all. It makes sense to do it that way. If you started with the decline, which is the easiest, you'd do 30, 40, 50 reps because it was so easy. By the time I got to that decline, it was just as difficult as the incline move that's supposed to be the hardest. That's how you maximize your time on the gym floor. So here are your key takeaways from that last exercise. You come down at one pace, you push up at another pace. You're coming down a lot slower with that chest contracted. You hold that contraction, make the chest keep that bar from coming down, not your arms. Focus through here and it'll convert over to here, I promise you. Make sure you think about it consciously as that bar comes down. Make sure that chest stays tight. The second that pad, you don't ever want to go, I like that pad on there. And you notice I also had a pad behind my back. What that did was that took my rib cage, spread it like this, and set me at a proper angle to do that exercise. So I like those little pads. You can pick them up online. What I did with this pad up here, that's what I use when I do my squats. You see them in every gym. I like to use that because it keeps you from coming down all the way to your chest by about that much. It's not much, but it's enough to make a difference. As soon as that pad touches right here, you start your push back up. Okay, for our last exercise, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do it on a machine. The machine I use is a resistance-based machine, not cables with free weights on it, but you'll be doing it on your cable machine at the gym. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a low to high press and pinch this as tight as you can when you come up. That's the whole goal for this, is to put pressure on that, bring it back to stretch back out again, and then right back up, focusing on pushing through your palms and keeping that chest nice and contracted. This is our finish, so don't leave anything out there on the field. So on that exercise, cables low to high, I want you to focus on taking your hands from this position when they're down low into this position, pinkies together when you come up to the top, and a slight raise with those hands to pop that chest out. In building your routine, so it's pen and paper time, in building your routine, I finish with those as many reps as I can get in for at least 2 sets. You might want to get a third in. I had to because I had to shoot 3 different angles, but I wasn't real happy about that last set, I will tell you right now. So that's it for today's chest workout. Don't forget to like, subscribe, forward this link on to somebody else. Chances are, even if you don't like it, chances are you know somebody that will and can get some good out of it. And as always, we want you to remember that there is no such thing as staying the same. You're either striving to make yourself better or you are allowing yourself to get worse. Enjoy the rest of your day. I gotta go train shoulders now.